Hi, I'm Jason Smith with ASLAN Training and Development. And if you're receiving this video, I want to thank you for your time that you spent speaking with me and the interest you expressed in learning more about the ASLAN Training and Development Program and how it differentiates from the other offerings that are in the market, and how it could possibly help you and your team. So with this brief overview, just cover some of the basics about our philosophy, how we operate, and then we can go on to a more in-depth discussion about you and your personal needs. So for 23 plus years, ASLAN Training and Development has been in the business of changing the way that people sell. Again, we talk about bridging that gaps between the execution that your team currently has and where they're going by changing the way that they sell. Why is that important? Let's just talk about some beliefs that we have. Historically, over time, the way that selling has been done traditionally started with just talking about features and benefits. But from the 50s up through now, the amount of information that's inundating our client base, whether we're business, consumer, technical, no matter what industry, everybody's getting hit with more information and more messages. It's absolutely diluting the effectiveness of traditional sales processes. Now, to combat that, over time, lots of different sales methodologies have come up. There's several different training methodologies and training programs that are on the market today. They're fantastic. Some of them work great for lots of people. However, what we found is the most important thing is that difference between the knowledge and information that everybody's able to get constantly, that's decreasing their receptivity, their attention, and their desire to hear from any of the different sales reps that are approaching them, is the cause for the need to change with a new paradigm, a new philosophy of how to approach selling in general. And that's why we want to work on stopping people from selling so much and developing a new mindset towards increasing receptivity, the degree to which your decision makers are open to your message. We believe truly that the degree to which your decision makers are open to your message and how well you're connected with them is more important than any value proposition that you could hope to make. Now, the other thing that we do to differentiate ourselves is that we focus on all three keys to performance. Most of the different programs that are around today really focus exclusively on the actions, activities that people use to drive results. However, there's three components to results. It's that capabilities that we build over time and the foundation on which all of the processes are built. We make sure that we work on all three, paying special attention to that third piece, developing capabilities over time. Sales is a very simple game. And just like the game of golf, there's really no shortcut to increasing your abilities. There's a few basic things you have to be able to do in golf: putt, chip, drive. Each of these individual components, if you look at whether or not someone can do those things, increasing in performance in each one of those key areas, those key capabilities, will increase your level of performance in the whole game of golf. The same is true for sales. If we can focus on a foundation that really matters and really connects people to their customers and to their clients, and we can build on the four key attributes that really drive results, then we can make sure that each individual is proficient in sales as a game. Engaging, making sure that you can connect to that person and get them to actually want the conversation that's about to come. Discovering information in that one interaction that can help you deepen the relationship and grow that person to the next point, whether it's beyond a transaction or from being just a customer to an advocate. Also building value, emotional connection, and emotional value in the next step in the process. And before that connection is over, before that interaction has ended, making sure that we have a commitment to those very clearly defined next steps. In an example like this, when someone is focused exclusively on maybe the engage component, that's the one area in which their sales reps are facing some challenges, we have, beyond just philosophy, some very clear and very defined tactics that people can work on that are built on years and years of research, not just emotional intelligence, but out there in the trenches, proving these things out over 23 plus years, that working on these core components can make sure that they engage and connect to their customers better for each call. The other thing is making sure that the messages that go out around your entire team are specifically focused on the value propositions that each rep has to carry to the different levels of the business that they'll be working in. Whether it's a complex sale or a simple sale, making sure that your messaging can resonate is based on how well they're connected and focused on the customer. Now, the way that we operate, we have a three-step process that we focus on. You notice the percentages and how we focus. First, we spend some time making sure we understand your important needs and drivers and the culture of your team. Which areas of performance, engage, develop, build value, advance are more important to you all right now, or might be struggling in, or will make the most difference. And we'll tailor these curriculum that have been built over time for our other central selling programs to exactly meet your needs. The next thing we're going to do is come on site and make sure we engage with you to ignite that desire to actually grow in those skills and install those specific knowledges, skills, tactics, and techniques that your team needs to grow and develop to be better at sales in general. And lastly, the most important part, where you can see 50% of the time and effort can go, is in transform the organization over time. Not only do we have concepts that we can solve and help people to learn, but we have the coaching methodologies through our Catalyst program to help the managers coach and develop these skills with the reps after the trainers left the building. We also have other resources. Our ASLAN digital selling platform, that's a cloud-hosted ability for people to re-engage in the materials with videos and tests and quizzes and lots of things to keep people deep into the information, plus gamified platforms like the QStream that allow individuals to refresh themselves with the information and grow and skill over time, because just like the game of golf, the game of sales doesn't come overnight. We need to make sure we give people the space to grow and engage. Again, my name is Jason Smith. My contact information is here, and some of the companies that I've either worked for or worked directly with through ASLAN are listed here along the bottom to let you know that we can bring similar results to you. Contact me at your early convenience to make sure that we can set a time to go into depth about how to help meet your needs for your sales team and bridge that gap in sales execution. Take care.